Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah, we don't have any announcement. Just except Sayyid will talk about the youth camp. Tomorrow we have the Salatul Jum'ah, inshallah, at 1 o'clock. And I will invite the Imam of the center with the podium with the loud salawat. Allah Muhammad wa ala Muhammad.
السلام عليكم جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أنبياء الله جميعا وعلى سيدهم وخاتمهم حبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. So, in continuation of Surah Hud and the story of Hud himself, before him the story of Nuh. Tonight, inshallah, we conclude the story of Hud, and then we begin next week the story of another prophet, Salih, and after Salih, Shu'aib. And we familiarize ourselves with those prophets and their communities, and the reaction of their communities to the invitation of those prophets, which has some similarities to today's communities. Some communities who do not respond to the invitation of their scholars and leaders, so they bear some resemblance to the early communities. And Allah is giving us these examples so we learn and we see what happened to them. They did not continue their journey in this life. Despite their wealth, despite their even modernity at that time, they were very modern. Their cities were very unique cities. But then Allah says all these huge cities, they came to an end. Because when it is based on injustice, injustice would not continue. So let's read together the continuation of the story of Hud. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن نقول إلا اعتراك بعض آلهتنا بسوء قال إني أشهد الله وأشهد أني بريء مما تشركون من دونه فكيدوني جميعا ثم لا تنظرون إني توكلت على الله ربي وربكم ما من دابة إلا هو آخذ بناصيتها إن ربي على صراط مستقيم فإن تولوا فقد أبلغتكم ما أرسلت به إليكم ويستخلف ربي قوما غيركم ولا تضرونه شيئا إن ربي على كل شيء حفيظ. So here when he was inviting them to worship God and put an end to the worshipping of the idols, they rejected his invitation, as we said in the last session. قالوا يا هود ما جئتنا ببينة. We don't see any clear evidence that you are you are the messenger of God. What was the clear evidence to them? The clear evidence, you are not wealthy. We don't see you having billions of dollars. We don't see you have a huge army. You don't have a huge clan and family. These were the means of power and greatness and dominance to them. So they said, we don't see it. You claim that you are the messenger of God. But where is it? Show me. Where is your money? Where is your family? Where is your power? You are powerless. قالوا يا هود ما جئتنا ببينة وما نحن بتاركي آلهتنا عن قولك. Simply, we are not going to quit the worshipping of our idols just because you are telling us not to do so. وما نحن لك بمؤمنين. Don't waste your time with us. We are not going to waste our time and listen to you. We are not going to believe in you. إن نقول, we're going to tell you, Hud, we're going to tell you that you have a problem. The problem is not with us. We are very healthy. The problem is with you. إن نقول إلا اعتراك بعض آلهتنا بسوء. We're going to tell you that one of our deities, one of our gods, has smitten you with evil, has touched you with evil. Because you are against our idols and our gods, so they touched you with evil, smitten you with evil. قال إني, when he heard what they're saying to him, they are making fun of him. They are being sarcastic with him. قال إني أشهد الله. I bear witness. وأشهد أني بريء, and take you as witness. أني بريء مما تشركون. I am quit of that which you ascribe to God as partners. مما تشركون. من دونه, apart from him. فكيدوني, so scheme against me. فكيدوني from kaid. Kaid means when you plot against someone, when you scheme against someone, when you conspire against someone. فكيدوني جميعا ثم لا تنظرون. So scheme against me, then altogether, and grant me with no respite. Scheme against me. So basically they said to him exactly what earlier prophets and later prophets were faced by their communities. Prophets before him and prophets after him. They've been told that they are madmen. They are crazy. They don't have any senses. Who have been put under a spell of one of their idols. The same accusation was forwarded to the Prophet ﷺ by the Meccans, by those who know him to be wise. For 40 years they knew that the Prophet is very wise. He speaks wisdom. In fact, they needed him. In certain cases they came to him, they said, we need your advice. We need you to tell us what to do. The story of the black stone, Hajar al-Aswad, when each tribe decided to put it somewhere. And then they said, and they had disagreement among them. Eventually they said, let's wait and see who comes first from this gate inside the mosque. And we will assign him the task. We will ask him. And then the Prophet ﷺ came. And they asked him. And he advised them to put the black stone, al-Hajar al-Aswad, in its current place. But then, when the Prophet started his mission overnight, immediately, they started calling him names. Majnoon, Sahir, magician, insane, has been touched by these idols. So the Meccans also, they accused the Prophet of being mad and being possessed by the idols. My friends, every reformer, every person who wants to bring something new into the society, every reformer, every leader who wants to change the bad situation of his society and to bring something new, some people would reject him. Some people would not accept him. Some people would accuse him of being insane, being majnoon, being possessed. This is the story from day one until now, until the end of the time. So if that leader, if that person is not strong, does not have self-confidence, is going to lose his case. You have to be ready to face these accusations. And the Prophet was ready, of course. The Prophet did not give up. I know some people, when they bring something new, which makes sense, and they want to change, as soon as people turn against them, they give up. Even though they know they are speaking the truth, they are speaking something reasonable, something good, but because they see resistance from some people, they quit their work. And Quran teaches us that you have to continue. لا تستوحشوا في طريق الهدى لقلة سالكيه. Do not feel lonely if you are alone in this mission. If people do not share it with you, they don't share the road, the path with you, don't feel lonely. Don't feel lonely just because people are not listening, not sharing with you. If you know what you are saying is right, you have to continue. You have to continue your mission, because at the end, you will succeed. At the end, you will succeed. من دونه فكيدوني جميعا ثم لا تنظرون. Now Hud was telling them, if you think that your idols are going to touch me and possess me and hurt me, not only I don't fear your idols, because I know your idols are useless and worthless. They cannot help themselves, let alone helping others. Neither they can harm themselves, let alone harming others. Even if you, my community, you want to turn against me, I would not be fearful of you. I would not be fearful. Even if you reject me and you want to turn against me, I will stand my ground. I will not retreat. من دونه فكيدوني جميعا ثم لا تنظرون. See, when someone has self-confidence, this is the result of self-confidence. Because sometimes we go with the majority. We look at majority. We don't look at the truth. We look at the majority. So if we see the majority are following this person, this path, this school, this cult, this madhab, then we think that madhab is right. Why? Because the majority are following. This is not the case. It has nothing to do with majority or minority. It has to do with the truth. It has to do that you have to investigate and find out about the truth. So the truth could be followed by minority or it could be followed by majority. Don't look at numbers. Imam Ali alayhi salam says, never look at the numbers of something and you say this is right. Because numbers are, quantities are misleading. The quality, look at the quality. Look at the essence of that mission. If the essence is authentic and right, then even if one person is following it, then it means it's right. Don't look at the numbers. Show me where in the history of the prophets, which prophet had a huge number of followers? Which prophet? Even our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he died, the majority of the Muslims were not loyal to him. They did not stay loyal to his will. They didn't. وَمَا مُحَمَّدٌ, this is not me, this is this book. Al-Imran, وَمَا مُحَمَّدٌ إِلَّا رَسُولٌ قَدْ خَلَتْ مِنْ قَبْلِهِ الرُّسُلُ أَفَإِن مَّاتَ أَوْ قُتِلَ انقَلَبْتُمْ عَلَىٰ أَعْقَابِكُمْ ومن ينقلب على عقبيه فلن يضر الله شيئا وسيجزي الله الشاكرين. Even the Prophet, don't look at numbers, look at the quality. Then Hud alayhi salam says, Inni tawakkaltu ala Allah Rabbi. What a beautiful sentence. This should be our weapon in this life. Tawakkul, putting your trust in God. Being dependent on God. Depend on God. Take God as your helper, as your guide. Inni tawakkaltu ala Allah. Rabbi wa Rabbikum. This is the most powerful weapon that we can carry. Tawakkul, having a trust in God, being with God. Truly I put my trust in God. Inni tawakkaltu ala Allah, Rabbi wa Rabbikum, my Lord and your Lord. Though you don't agree with Him, though you don't take Him as your Lord, but He is your Lord. And then He says, this Lord that you don't accept Him, this Lord that you don't accept Him, ما من دابة إلا هو آخذ بناصيتها. No creature that crawls here on earth. Creatures, we are also creatures. We crawl, not just animals. No creatures that walk or crawl on earth. ما من دابة إلا هو آخذ بناصيتها. But my Lord holds it by its forelock. Meaning the control of every creature is in God's hand. Don't think that when you reject God, when you don't recognize Him, He has no control over you. It's like some children, when their mothers are easygoing with them, they are not harsh, they give them a freedom, they allow them, some parents, they allow their children to insult them. They allow their children, sometimes they encourage their children to insult their parents. I see this in some families. And this is wrong, by the way. Imam Ali alayhi salam says, جرأة الولد على أبويه في الصغر تدعوه إلى العقوق في الكبر. If you allow your son and your daughter to disrespect you while they are little, if you allow them to do that and you smile and you tell them, Ahsant, wow, what a beautiful son I have, mashallah, habibi. Yeah, say more, yeah. Swear at me, it's okay. If you do this, تدعو إلى العقوق في كبره. This son and this daughter are going to turn against you when they get young, when they get teenagers. They'll do more harm and more disrespect to you because you taught them. You did not teach them discipline. Children have to be, if you love your son, you have to teach him discipline and respect. A son and a daughter who do not respect their parents are not going to respect anyone. Tomorrow they go to school, they disrespect the teacher, the principal of the school. Then they disrespect their neighbors. They disrespect their co-workers. They come to the mosque, they disrespect people in the mosque. It has to do with tarbiyah, the way their parents taught them. If they taught them once they were young to respect their parents, then they're going to respect others too. But if they disrespect their parents, they are not going to respect anyone else. So here, ما من دابة إلا هو آخذ بناصيتها. There is no creature in this life, but God is control them by their nasiya. Nasiya, forelock, the forehead. God is controlling. God is in charge. Even though you don't accept God, but you cannot change the reality. You cannot change the truth. You cannot change the fact. Even though some children, they disrespect their parents, but parents are parents. They are their guardians. They are the breadwinners. Even though the children do not accept that. But it's a fact. Sometimes we do this to God. We do what some children do to their parents. We say we don't accept God, but God is in control, whether we accept Him or not. He's in charge. ما من دابة إلا هو آخذ بناصيتها. Nobody can resist God. One of the most beautiful names of God, which nobody can share this name with Him, and this character and this attribute with Him, is Al-Qahhar. What does Al-Qahhar mean? Al-Qahhar. Al-Wahid Al-Qahhar. What is Al-Qahhar? Al-Qahhar means, the true meaning of Al-Qahhar means irresistible. Nobody can resist God. You can resist everything in this universe except God. No government, no defense ministry, no missiles, no bombs, no weapon can resist God, the power of God, the will of God. When God wills to do something, no one can stand in His face. No one can say no to God. Al-Qahhar. He is the only power in this universe who is irresistible. You can resist anything except God. Accept the power of God and the majesty of God and the will of God. ما من دابة إلا هو آخذ بناصيتها. إن ربي على صراط مستقيم. Listen to me. It means that even if God gives some respite to some people and He does not punish them immediately for their crimes, that does not mean God is unable to punish them. God is able. But God gives us some time. Because God is also Halim. Halim means He has forbearance and hilm and patience. Sometimes we don't have hilm and patience. You know, when someone does something bad to us, we need to retaliate the same day. Same day, same hour. We can't wait 1 or 2 days. But God does not do that. We violate God's rules, but He is silent. But He's not going to be silent forever. He's not going to be silent forever. Yes, He's Halim. But if we keep violating and sinning and committing crimes, then we will see the punishment one day. He will come after us one day. No one can run away from His government. No one can run away from His jurisdiction. You know, when I was a child, sometimes we used to see cowboy movies back in the... We go to the neighbor's house. My father did not allow television in our home because it's shaitan. So we had to sneak when he takes a nap after lunch, one after the other. Secretly, we go to our neighbor's house and they allow us to see some Western movies, you know, black and white televisions back in the 70s. And one of them, actually, John Wayne was playing in these movies. So when I came to America and I saw the airport here, John Wayne, I remembered these movies, Western movies. So in these movies, they sometimes show that some criminals, when they kill cowboys, they run away to Mexico. So once they enter Mexican territories, then the sheriffs cannot chase them, because that's a different country, different jurisdiction. So they are in peace, aman, they go to Mexico. Even now, some criminals, they run away, they go to Argentina, Brazil, they change their names, identity. They can hide. You can do this with governments, with the FBI, with the court system, but you cannot do this with God. Wherever you go, God is after you. One day, someone came to Imam al-Sadiq. He said to him, committing sin is very tempting to me. Sometimes I'd love to commit a sin. So what is your advice? Imam did not say to him, don't commit a sin. Imam taught him a general rule, which makes a lot of sense. He said to him, okay, if you can find a spot where God cannot see you and cannot chase you, then go to that spot and commit a sin. Enjoy the sin. He said, Ya ibn Rasulullah, there is nowhere that God cannot see me. Everywhere. God can see everywhere. In the sea, in the air, in the land, dark, light. He said, then don't do it. You answered yourself. You answered yourself. God is everywhere. And God is telling the tyrants, if I am silent for a few years, that does not mean I'm going to be silent forever. I'll come after you. I'll come even if it takes 50 years. Even if it takes 100 years. I will come after you. And you will pay the price. Inna Rabbi ala siratan mustaqim. But then also, Inna Rabbi ala siratan mustaqim has another connotation, another meaning. It says, it is true that God is able and can punish anyone, but God would not punish people unjustly, because God is on a right path, ala sirat al-mustaqim. Sometimes even the judge of a superior court can give the wrong verdict, because he goes under the influence of his emotion, his political party. He wants to appease the president or this party or that party, even the judge. But God is under the influence of nothing. God is under the influence of rahmah and mercy and forgiveness. So when he punishes someone, his punishment is based on justice. Ala sirat al-mustaqim. It's not based on revenge. God does not take revenge. God does not have personal conflict with anyone. Even those who reject him, he would not make it personal. He says, I feel sorry for you. I'm not waiting for your prayers and your fasting. You are not doing me a favor when you pray and you fast. You are doing yourself. You are doing yourself a favor when you worship me. I'm not benefiting. Ya ibadi ma khalaqtukum li'arbaha alaykum. وَلَكِنْ خَلَقْتُكُمْ لِتَرْبَحُوا عَلَيْهِ. O my servant, my people, I did not create you to make business out of you, to profit out of you. I created you so you take advantage of me. You take advantage of your Lord, not vice versa. And then let's go to 57 and we conclude. فَإِن تَوَلَّوْا فَقَدْ أَبْلَغْتُكُمْ مَا أُرْسِلْتُ بِهِ إِلَيْكُمْ. If they turn away from you, if this community, despite what you are telling them, in a nice way, in a humble way, in a compassionate way, if they decide to turn away from you, فَإِن تَوَلَّوْا فَقَدْ أَبْلَغْتُكُمْ مَا أُرْسِلْتُ بِهِ إِلَيْكُمْ. I have delivered into you the message wherewith I have been sent by God. I did my job. God sent me as a messenger, Rasul, to deliver an important letter to you. And then I leave the result with you. Whether you accept or you reject, this is your business, not my business. وَيَسْتَخْلِفُ رَبِّي قَوْمًا غَيْرَكُمْ. This is very powerful. My Lord, if you don't listen to him, will cause you to be succeeded and replaced by a people other than yourselves. And this term came in the Quran in different places in the Quran. That if someone rejects God, God is not going to lose anyone. God is going to fill this vacuum of this rejection with someone else who's going to accept God. I saw this when I went to Pakistan recently. I was inspired and very impressed by this nation of Pakistan. Believe me, when I see their mosques, when I see their commitment to memorize the Quran, this book. Pakistanis, they speak Urdu or other languages, but they love this book. The way they read this book, very fluent, very beautiful. I said in my heart, Arab nations, they don't care about this book. They neglected this book. Arab nations are good at belly dancing, mashallah. Have you seen Egyptians and others, Even women with hijab, they dance in the middle of the street. They deserted this book. So Allah said, I will replace you You are not going to hurt me. You don't want to believe in this book? No problem. Go and dance. I'll bring other nations who will honor this book and follow this book. And they are going to be the winners, and you are going to be the losers. So Hud said this to his community. If you want to reject me, no problem. This is your choice. But you have to know that God is going to replace you with other nations who are going to worship God and accept God. وَيَسْتَخْلِفْ رَبِّي قَوْمًا غَيْرَكُمْ وَلَا تَضُرُّونَهُ شَيْئًا. You are not going to hurt God when you reject Him. You are not going to hurt Him. وَلَا تَضُرُّونَهُ شَيْئًا إِنَّ رَبِّي عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ حَفِيظٌ. Indeed, truly, my Lord is a watcher over everything in this universe. اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات تابع اللهم بيننا وبينهم بالخيرات إنك مجيب الدعوات. Please invite your young ones, please, to join this youth camp, which is August 3rd. And Ali Muhammad, our young leader, energetic leader, he says the youth camp has been reduced, the price has been reduced to $270 from $290 until Saturday. Saturday tomorrow? The day after tomorrow, so they have 48 hours. So if they register, they're going to get discount from $290 to $270, $20. But Saturday and Sunday is World Cup. Don't forget. So, yeah, they register, electronically. So please invite them to register if they are youth, 15, 16 and up in this camp. If they are junior, 14 and younger, in this one, inshallah. Yes. So yes. And we need the sponsors for the camp. Please, we need the sponsors. If you are sending one son, you can pay for two. Because there are people who it's difficult for them to afford. And we need to bring those young ones. They should not be deprived from learning and fostering relationships with their friends, Muslim friends. So you will earn a huge thawab, inshallah, and reward from God when you sponsor one or two people to come to the camp, inshallah. Allahumma aghfir lil mu'minina wal mu'minat wal muslimina wal muslimat الأحياء منهم والأموات تابع اللهم بيننا وبينهم بالخيرات وعجل في فرج إمامنا وسيدنا صاحب العصر والزمان وإلى أرواح المؤمنين والمؤمنات نهدي للجميع ثواب الفاتحة مع الصلاة على محمد وآل محمد.